The distinct scent that some people associate with aging is not a sign of poor hygiene or neglect. It is simply a natural result of biological changes in the skin and a few areas that are often overlooked during cleaning. What's the good news? Once you identify these key spots, eliminating unwanted odors becomes much easier. In this video, we will reveal 6 specific areas of the body that contribute the most to that so-called old person smell. By paying extra attention to these spots, you can reduce up to 99% of unwanted odors. From commonly ignored areas to small yet highly effective hygiene tweaks, you'll see just how much freshness depends on what's happening beneath the surface. We will also explain why some people still carry a lingering scent despite regular bathing, and how a few subtle adjustments to your routine can make a significant difference in how you feel and how others perceive you. Stay with us until the end, because once you learn about these 6 crucial spots, you will never look at personal hygiene the same way again. This isn't about buying expensive products or scrubbing harder. It's about awareness. When you understand your body better, you can take simple steps to stay fresh, confident, and in control. If you've ever worried about body odor, felt self-conscious in close interactions, or hesitated in social situations, this video might be the game changer you need. Let's get started. Area 1, behind the ears. One of the most commonly missed areas when it comes to daily hygiene is right behind the ears. It's such a small space, barely noticeable in the mirror, and for that very reason, it often gets overlooked. What most people don't realize is that this area is rich in sebaceous glands, tiny oil-producing spots that tend to become more active with age. As we get older, our skin produces a specific type of oil called non-enol, which mixes with sweat and dead skin cells. When that mixture sits undisturbed behind the ears, it creates a stale, musty odor that lingers long after you've showered. Take Walter, for example. A 79-year-old gentleman, he bathed regularly and always used cologne. Yet his granddaughter gently mentioned that he smelled a little funny when she hugged him. At first he was embarrassed. He prided himself on staying clean. But with some gentle curiosity, he started adjusting his routine and realized he had never really washed behind his ears. A soft cloth, warm water, and a few seconds each day made such a dramatic difference that even he noticed it. The subtle odor vanished, and his confidence returned almost immediately. This kind of smell isn't the result of poor hygiene. It's often the result of incomplete hygiene. Behind the ears, the skin folds slightly and traps oil. If you wear glasses, the effect is even stronger, as the frames press against the skin and hold that buildup in place. Fortunately, it doesn't take much to clean, just consistency. A quick swipe with a warm, damp cloth during your morning or evening routine can help reduce oil buildup. Using a mild, non-drying cleanser once or twice a week keeps the area clear without irritating your skin. There's also a psychological element to this. Many older adults associate behind the ear cleaning with childhood, when parents would remind them, "Wash behind your ears." Somewhere along the way, that habit fades, replaced by quicker showers and fewer mirror checks. But as small as it may seem, this area holds more significance than most realize. Odors that start here tend to spread upward toward the scalp and downward along the collar, affecting how others experience your presence, even if they never say a word. If you've ever been puzzled by lingering smells despite keeping up with your hygiene, this may be the missing piece. It's not about scrubbing or using harsh products, it's about awareness. When you reclaim those little spaces the years have taught you to ignore, you also reclaim a sense of freshness that people around you will notice, even if they can't quite explain why. You'll feel better, lighter, and more at ease in your own skin. And sometimes it really is as simple as going back to the basics. Area 2, the nape of the neck. Often hidden beneath hair, collars, and scarves, the nape of the neck is one of the most overlooked areas in daily hygiene. Yet it is also one of the most underestimated contributors to body odor in older adults. This small but significant area is a meeting point for sweat glands, hair oils, and dead skin cells, all of which can accumulate unnoticed. Unlike other parts of the body, the nape doesn't always show visible signs of dirt, making it easy to neglect. However, if left unwashed, it can silently contribute to what some describe as the old person smell. Ruth, 76, prided herself on her cleanliness. Her clothes were always neat, her hair well-groomed, and she never skipped her daily shower. But on warmer days, she occasionally detected an odd, slightly sour scent, even when she had just dressed. It puzzled her until her hairdresser casually mentioned a bit of buildup near her neckline. That was when she realized she wasn't thoroughly washing the nape of her neck. A small adjustment to her shower routine resolved the issue within days. The nape is a prime spot for sweat, particularly in warm weather or under multiple layers of clothing. If you have longer hair or hair that rests against your collar, natural scalp oils tend to collect at the base. Combine this with the heat and friction from collars, scarves, or jacket hoods, and it creates an ideal environment for bacterial growth. It is not sweat itself that produces odor, but the bacteria that thrive in warm, enclosed areas. Many people diligently wash their face and hair, but overlook this small section in between. Over time, it becomes a hidden reservoir of odor. Because it's so close to the head and shoulders, it can influence how others perceive your cleanliness, especially in close social interactions, like hugging or sitting nearby. The nape is also a natural resting place for others' noses, during an embrace and a hot spot for rising body heat. That's why even someone with impeccable hygiene can unintentionally emit an odor if this one small area is neglected. Fortunately, maintaining freshness is simple. A warm washcloth and a few extra seconds in the shower can make all the difference. Gently scrubbing the nape, especially after sweating, helps keep the skin clean and free of the slightly tacky residue that signals lingering oil. If you use cologne or lotion, applying it only after cleansing the area ensures a fresher, longer-lasting scent without mixing with old residue. Beyond hygiene, there's an emotional significance to tending to these subtle details. It's a way of affirming self-care and self-respect, recognizing that your body deserves the same attention and dignity at every stage of life. The way you feel, the way you smell, and the way you carry yourself still matter in every interaction. Caring for these often overlooked areas isn't just about cleanliness. It's about maintaining confidence and pride in how you present yourself to the world. Elderly knowledge believes that small changes in daily habits can make a meaningful difference in the way you experience and share your life. Area 3, under the breasts or in skin folds. This is one of those areas people rarely talk about, yet it plays a major role in body odor, especially as we age and our skin becomes softer, looser, or more prone to folding. Whether it's under the breasts, around the abdomen, beneath the buttocks, or in any place where skin touches skin, these hidden folds create the perfect environment for heat, moisture, and bacteria to settle in. Once that starts, it doesn't take long for a strong, unpleasant smell to develop, often without the person noticing it themselves. Patricia, 72, was always very neat, the kind of woman who kept a clean house, dressed elegantly, and took pride in her appearance. But she began to feel self-conscious during the summer months, especially on humid days. She'd notice a faint sour smell in the evenings, even after bathing in the morning. She tried changing her detergent, switching her deodorant, even buying new clothes. Nothing worked. Then a nurse at her wellness clinic suggested she gently clean and dry the areas under her breasts and along her waistline each day. Within a week, the odor was gone. What many people don't realize is that these areas can stay damp for hours, even after a shower. That lingering moisture, especially in warmer weather or under multiple layers of clothing, creates the ideal setting for bacterial and fungal growth. It's not about dirt, it's about climate. These tucked-away zones are warm, dark, and often compressed, which allows sweat and natural body oils to ferment into odor-causing compounds. Because they're not exposed to air or sunlight, they rarely dry out on their own. There's also a layer of discomfort that comes with talking about it. For some, these areas feel too private or even embarrassing to address. But ignoring them doesn't make the problem go away, it makes it worse. As the skin in those areas becomes more delicate with age, irritation and odor can increase. Redness, itching, or a raw feeling might be signs that the skin is breaking down under pressure and moisture. Left untreated, this can turn into painful rashes or infections that make even simple movement uncomfortable. The good news? A small change in your hygiene routine can make a huge difference. After your shower, take a soft towel and gently pat dry under any folds of skin, especially under the breasts, belly, or other areas where you tend to sweat. Consider using a gentle, fragrance-free powder or moisture-wicking cloth to help reduce humidity throughout the day. Some people even use cotton pads or breathable fabric liners to keep these areas dry and odor-free. Just be sure to avoid anything overly harsh or heavily scented, as these can cause irritation over time. Beyond physical comfort, this is also about emotional ease. When you know you smell clean, you walk differently, you lean in for hugs, you feel good putting on fresh clothes or spending time around others without wondering, can anyone else smell that? You carry yourself with confidence because you've taken care of the small details. And those small details matter, especially when they help you feel like your best self again. Odor that seems mysterious or persistent often traces back to one of these hidden folds. But once you know where to look and how to care for those areas, everything changes. It's not about feeling ashamed, it's about staying informed, feeling empowered, and understanding that your comfort and self-respect are worth a few extra moments of care each day. Area 4. Scalp and hairline. The scalp is one of the most overlooked sources of odor as we age, not because people forget to wash their hair, but because they often don't clean their scalp itself. Many older adults still follow the same hair washing routine they learned in their youth. A quick shampoo, maybe a rinse, and done. But the truth is, your scalp isn't just a platform for your hair. It's living skin that produces oils, sheds dead cells, and absorbs environmental particles every single day. When those things build up, they don't just sit quietly, they start to smell. Take Howard, 68, who always considered himself well-groomed. He kept his hair tidy, got regular haircuts, and never missed a shower. But he began noticing a faint sour or greasy scent coming from his head, especially on warm afternoons or after wearing a hat. At first, he thought it was his shampoo, but after a visit to his barber, he learned that he wasn't actually scrubbing his scalp. He was just washing the hair on top of it. Once he started using the pads of his fingers to gently massage and cleanse his scalp during each wash, the difference was immediate. The odor vanished, and even his hair felt lighter and healthier. As we get older, the scalp tends to produce more sebum, the natural oil that helps keep skin hydrated. But when it's not removed properly, that oil mixes with sweat, product residue, and dead skin cells, creating a distinct odor that no amount of perfume or hairspray can cover up. Add to that the effects of medication, reduced circulation, and less frequent sweating compared to younger years, and the scalp becomes a quiet holding tank for smells that slowly radiate outward. The hairline, especially around the temples and nape, is where this becomes most noticeable. Hats, wigs, or headscarves can trap warmth and block airflow, turning the scalp into a miniature greenhouse. Even thinning hair, which exposes more of the scalp to air, can make odors more detectable. You might not smell it yourself, but others who come close, during a haircut, a hug, or even a handshake, might notice something off. And because it's such a subtle issue, people rarely say anything. They just quietly pull away or keep their distance. To clean your scalp effectively, you don't need harsh shampoos or deep treatments. What you need is time, pressure, and attention. Use your fingertips, not your nails, to massage the scalp in small circles, especially near the base of the skull, the top of the head, and behind the ears. Rinse thoroughly, making sure you're not leaving behind shampoo or conditioner residue, which can also contribute to odor. If you use styling products, cleanse them out regularly, as buildup is a major source of scalp-related smells. And don't underestimate the impact this has on your overall presence. A clean, healthy scalp doesn't just smell better, it changes how your hair moves, how your skin feels, and how you carry yourself. People respond to freshness even when they can't quite name it. You feel more comfortable, more present, and more at ease when you know that nothing is lingering around you. It's a quiet kind of confidence that comes from doing something just for yourself. Area 5. Belly button. It might surprise you, but the belly button is one of the most common places where odor quietly builds up, and one of the most forgotten spots during a daily wash. Tucked into the center of the body, The navel is a small, enclosed space where sweat, dead skin, lint, and bacteria all gather, creating a hidden pocket that few people think to clean. Over time, that buildup doesn't just sit there, it starts to ferment. The result is an odor that many older adults mistake for body odor from other areas, never realizing it's coming from the middle of their own torso. Charles, 74, began noticing a persistent odor that seemed to follow him throughout the day, no matter how often he showered or changed clothes. It puzzled him because he was careful about hygiene, even using antibacterial soap. But it wasn't until his wife asked if he had cleaned his belly button recently that he realized he hadn't touched it in years. With a gentle cotton swab and warm water, he started including his navel in his routine, and within days, the mysterious smell that had bothered him for months simply disappeared. The belly button, especially if it's deeper or slightly recessed, acts like a little cave. Moisture gets trapped there, particularly in warm weather or after sweating. If you have a rounder belly or if your waistband rests tightly around your midsection, that area can stay moist for hours without you realizing it. It doesn't take much, just a few missed washes, and the natural bacteria that live on your skin begin to multiply, feeding on the debris inside the navel and producing odor in the process. What makes the belly button tricky is that it doesn't always feel dirty. You don't see grime, you don't feel discomfort, and because it's a small enclosed space, the smell can rise slowly and subtly. Some people even mistake it for underarm odor, or believe their shirts are retaining a smell when it's actually coming from that tiny central spot on their body. And because few people talk about it, many simply never think to check there at all. Cleaning the belly button is simple but should be done gently. During your shower, use a soft washcloth or your fingertip with mild soap and warm water. Gently clean inside the navel without forcing or scrubbing too hard. If you haven't cleaned it in a while, you might notice some dark debris or even a waxy buildup. That's normal and nothing to be embarrassed about. After rinsing, pat the area dry with a soft towel, making sure no moisture is left behind. If you're prone to sweating, you can use a small amount of alcohol-free toner or a cotton swab dipped in warm water for maintenance between showers. Including this small habit in your routine has more impact than most people realize. The belly button is central, not just physically, but in how others experience your personal scent. It sits close to your clothing, your hands, and even your midsection during conversations or meals. A clean navel means a cleaner you, in ways that influence how people feel around you and how you feel in your own skin. It's a small gesture that brings big returns, especially when you realize how something so simple can remove so much doubt and discomfort from your day. The groin and inner thighs, a common yet overlooked source of body odor. Among the most common yet least discussed sources of persistent body odor in older adults is the groin area, including the inner thighs. This part of the body naturally generates more warmth, moisture, and friction than almost any other region, making it a prime breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. Because it's such a private area, many people feel uncomfortable addressing it, even with themselves. However, if you've noticed a lingering scent that doesn't go away even after a bath, or if your underwear seems to carry odor no matter how often you wash it, this may be the place to start. Take Leonard, 81, a retired firefighter who prided himself on staying active and clean. He walked every morning, showered daily, and always wore fresh clothes. But he started noticing a musky smell in the afternoons, something he couldn't quite place. His doctor ruled out infections and suggested he pay extra attention to the folds and skin around the groin and thighs. Leonard admitted that, while he washed the area, he often rushed through it. He started taking more time, using mild soap, drying thoroughly, and occasionally applying moisture-wicking powder. The result was immediate. Not only did the odor vanish, but he also felt fresher and more comfortable throughout the day. This part of the body has many sweat glands. With age, the skin becomes softer and may start to sag slightly, increasing the number of folds where moisture gets trapped. Add to that tight-fitting clothes, synthetic underwear, or long periods of sitting, and the skin doesn't get a chance to breathe. What begins as simple dampness can quickly lead to irritation, odor, and even infection if left unchecked. That same friction makes it harder to fully dry the area, especially if you're in a rush. And because it's such a private concern, most people simply don't talk about it, leading many to believe they're alone in dealing with this issue. But they're not. It's far more common than people realize and much easier to manage once you know how. The solution doesn't involve harsh products or invasive steps. It starts with using a soft, unscented soap and warm water to gently wash the entire area, including the creases where the thighs meet the pelvis. After rinsing, it's crucial to dry thoroughly. A clean, soft towel should be used to gently pat dry, taking care not to rub or irritate the skin. For those prone to sweating, a gentle talc-free powder can help absorb moisture throughout the day.
Here's the English version, while keeping the original meaning intact. Choosing breathable cotton underwear and changing it daily, or more frequently in warm weather, also helps prevent buildup and keeps the area fresh. There is dignity in knowing that your body is well cared for. The groin and inner thighs may seem like a private matter, but they have a significant impact on how you feel and how others perceive you. When this area is clean and comfortable, your movements become smoother, your clothing feels fresher, and you carry yourself with a quiet confidence that others notice, even if they can't quite put it into words. This isn't just about hygiene, it's about self-respect. It's about embracing the right to feel confident in your own skin at any age. Today, we've explored an essential topic for daily well-being. Taking care of our bodies with attention and respect not only keeps us feeling fresh and comfortable, but also restores our confidence with every step we take. Now, it's your turn. Which of these tips did you find most helpful? Is there something you plan to start doing today? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Your input is valuable and helps this community grow with real and useful information. If you found this content helpful, support us by liking the video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to Elderly Knowledge. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Together, we can continue learning and improving our quality of life. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care and keep shining.